God, why do you keep throwing such bullshit at me today, huh? Jesus, what is the matter now? Why does it seem like all you can do today is moan and groan on and on and on without even telling me what is going on? Tell me already. There is some rumbling from the people below us that is threatening to break a cog in the machine that is Amazon and destroy it all. What do you mean? What happens today will decide if everything I have built will be ripped out from under me. But how is that even possible? None of the upper management nor the press have even shown a hint of going against the company. That is exactly the astonishing part. It is, in fact, the warehouse workers that have rallied against me. They are going to have a union meeting today that threatens to destroy everything I have built for myself, depending on the outcome of that meeting. What do they have against you? They claim I haven't given them humane working conditions. Well, after how the incident with Billy Foister was handled, I would say you brought this upon yourself. How on earth do you plan to fix this mess? I am going to strike a deal with Liam Neeson and see if he will go to the union worker meeting for me. And what would he do there exactly? He would converse with the workers and try to get them to see how foolish they are being. Would he just go there and talk to them, or would he be there secretly? He would be there in secret, dressed in a uniform for Amazon. Wow, that is a fantastic idea. Quite a clever one at that. You are quite the great scam artist. Gosh. What's the matter? He's here. Where? There he is. Look. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see anything except for cameras and people screaming. Just wait, look. He's going to say something to the press. Why is he going to talk to them? Why not just hurry along?
I'm sorry. I cannot reveal anything about the projects I'm currently working on. I can only say that it will please my fans and many others.
Please, at least explain what plans Martin Campbell is planning for the film.
Well, I suppose I'll give you a little insight into this fine project, just to give you a little taste of what we have in store for all of you.
Oh yes, would you please? It would be a fantastic story, a great inside look for us on what is in inventory.
Here is the little itty-bitty inside scoop I will let you all in on. You ready? Well, alright. Here's what I have to tell you. I play an assassin. There you go. That's your juicy inside scoop. Now let me go about my day.
Please, Mr. Neeson, please come hark. We would like to know much more about your new work. Please, sir, the public is inspired by your range of characters, as well as your fans. We would love to hear all about this new role and all of your plan.
Oh, dear Lord, you are quite the ass, aren't you? And what an original role you have taken on. It is such a new and challenging role for you, especially since this is not another Taken film. You are really starting to branch out there, aren't you? I admit, I love your wits, but your acting really just shows how daft you are at your job.
Oh, I hear you. But quite frankly, I don't give a damn what you think. You may hate my roles and how I act, but for every one of you, there is another 10 who praise the very ground I walk on. Besides, if I am to be an actor, I might as well take on the roles I know I can do well, and that represent my character, rather than flub my way through roles I hate.
Well, I suppose so, or else we would end up with more movies like Satisfaction.
If you are to make it in my work, then you must do what you do best and continue with it. Adapt as much as you can, but don't take on things where you won't be able to show off your talents.
So, all the movies you've done so far, that was you showing off your talent?
Besides, it is a bad look for an actor to abandon franchises that critics and audiences alike loved. And it is idiotic to give up such high-paying opportunities. After all, if you don't please the masses, will you get blacklisted? So you might as well just go where they want you to go and where the money talks.
So, you are just doing what all actors do, is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. I mean, how else can I stay relevant in the world of Hollywood?
You could try something completely different? Oh, come now, John, quit berating him. He is an actor, and he knows how the community works, just as how I know how the business world works. Well, fine then, I'll shut my mouth. Now, Liam, I hope you'll hear me out, as I have a job for you.
Alright, let me hear about this job.
You bastard! How dare you speak to him that way?
Alright, let me hear about this job.
Well, Liam, I will keep this short. I know before you were an actor, you were a forklift driver and you worked other minimum wage jobs, and you also happen to be quite the successful actor, as it would seem.
Your point?
The workers are rallying against me and threaten to destroy all I have because they claim they have been given inhumane working conditions.
And what exactly is it I can do for you?
I need you to go to the warehouse today in disguise, since you have worked similar jobs before. I need you to put on a uniform and go to the meeting and try to get them to come to their senses. And then I need you to report back to me what they talk about.
And why don't you just hear them out and listen to what they have to say? Or go undercover yourself?
That is ridiculous. First of all, they know who I am. And I don't know how to blend in with them. Nor am I an actor. Second of all, they are mere workers. Why would I take their advice on the thing I have been doing for so long? I mean, that would just be silly for me to even consider what they have to say.
Jeff,
What?
didn't you say it yourself? One of the ways to get out of a tight box is to invent your way out.
Yes.
Then why would I help you when you were the one who got yourself into this mess? If you were in a box, then you should find your own way out. Without my help. Leave me out of this.
You bastard! How dare you speak to him that way? So what? What do you have to lose by going to this meeting?
I would be putting my image at risk. You know how the paparazzi love a scandal? If they heard I crashed a union meeting and reported to the very person the union was going against, I would be blacklisted. I would lose jobs and my position in the acting world.
Why?
Hey, are you serious, Jeff? If I am discovered, the media would have a field day with the fact that I pushed my way into a union meeting in order to report back to you. I would lose fans. Directors would take back roles they offered to me. I have enough to deal with in terms of my own scandals, much less yours.
Oh, for Christ's sake, you are not that much of a big shot anyway. And your career is already dying off, and you aren't risking that much in comparison to us. Are you sure? You haven't even heard what I will pay you yet.
Yes, I am positive. Nothing will change my mind.
Well, that's done. I am finished, and my company will go up in smoke. Jeff, my friend, don't give up so easily. What else is there to do? Abandon Liam. I will go instead. Alright, fine, but if that is the case, you will have to get rid of your suit. Alright, fine. Here, take it. Alright, we will need to shave your facial hair and get you a toupee. Do whatever you must. I give you all of me. Liam, can you give me one of your razors, please?
There, keep it.
Thank you. Now, sit still and puff out your cheeks. Ow! Ow! Why are you screaming? Stop acting like a child, or I will shove this razor down your throat. Ow! 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 Lighten up. You look handsome. You want to take a look at it? Yes, please. Hand me that mirror. Oh dear God, I look awful. Alrighty, just give me a minute. I'm going to give you some contacts to hide your eye color. Oh, for heaven's sake, this is ridiculous. Isn't the hair enough? Oh, quit your whining and hold still before I poke your eyeball out. Now let's get you to the meeting. No, not unless you swear to me. If anything happens to me, you will come and get me. Fine, I swear on the Walton family, I will come to save you. Remember, a deal is never secure on just a handshake alone. You must always get it in writing, or else it is as good as never made. I thought you will. Now hurry, the union is gathering. You better go before you get left behind. And good luck to you. Dear God. What on earth am I doing? I hope I am not discovered. If they find me out, it will surely not only be me brought to ruin, but Jeff and the company as well. However, the uniform is quite convincing. And I feel I know how to blend in with the others. Although, admittedly, this hair looks immensely fake and silly. All I need to do is just make sure I convince them to turn back on their plans and then get back to Jeff and tell him what I found out. That's all I need to do. No more, no less. It's nothing complicated. Just act natural.
Alright, quiet down, everyone. We have to look to our morals to guide us, so that everything that happens during this meeting steers us towards common decency. Your reward will be shown to you through your own hard work and courageous spirit. This is to be mutually beneficial for us and Amazon. Let the unions heed our cry. We need advice from an ally. Oh, powerful unions through work like Cesar Chavez fighting for farmer workers' rights, and him, a wise and caring man, Nelson Cruikshank, who lobbied for Social Security and Medicare flights. And you, Eugene Debs, praised as too good for this world, a man instrumental in forming the railway union even when threats of lawful persecution swirled. Let our united voices be the sounds of this empowering speech, and may wisdom be present at this gathering for the noble workers of Amazon to teach. Address your complaints to the union organizers and all other places. If there is a person who is plotting against the working class, or who to injure them is proposing peace to Bezos and the company, or who aspires to usurping the tyranny and plots the return of a tyrant, or unmask a company loyalist, or if there be an Amazon flag waver, who, a confidential party, weak to our union efforts, reveals them secretly to our supervisor, or who entrusted with a message does not deliver the same faithfully. If there be a union member who fulfills this not of what they have promised this group, whom he has abused on the strength of his lies, if there be a person who sells their own people down the river for self-gain, pray, they will be overwhelmed by God's wrath, both them and their families.
Let us ask the fulfillment of those wishes both for the company and for the workers, and may The wisest of us asks her opinion to be accepted, but disappointment to those workers who break their oaths, who speculate on public misfortunes, who seek to again a leg up on their own people, who reveal our secret to the enemy and administration into our territory so that may devastate it. I declare them both immoral and criminal. Oh, fair and just unions see it that the people protect us as their strength in numbers.
Listen, all of you. This is a proclamation passed by our union leaders under the direction of better working conditions outlined by our needs. It is signed by all of us stating, we stand against workplace atrocities.
I do.
Well, stand up and tell us your ideas.
Everyone, quiet down. She clearly has a lot on her mind. No doubt. She has much to say. I do not stand before you with the intent to impress you. I have been hurt by the actions of this corporation, who views its employees as expendable. Have they not tormented us and slandered us enough with the intent on further persecution of us? Do they not style us as lazy, incompetent, greedy, inefficient, and needy? Do they not repeat that they lie and they say they treat us well, even as they step out our backs? They begin to believe their own rhetoric, even in the face of these working conditions. We have no freedom to be human with our movements constantly monitored as soon as we step into the building. We can do no right by them. It is never enough. There's always something more they want out of us, whether it is longer hours, less breaks, and paychecks that seem decent, if not for the work conditions that exist.
Never have I listened to a more clever and eloquent woman. Everything she says is true. She has examined matter from all sides and has weighed up every detail. Her arguments are close, varied, and happily chosen. I believe former President Barack Obama would seem to talk mere nonsense if placed beside her.
I have only very few words to add, for the last speaker has covered the various points of indictment. Allow me only to tell you what happened to me. My husband died after a long battle with cancer, leaving me alone with our children, whom I had great trouble bringing up by myself, even after explaining the circumstance. Still no paid time off was given to me to mourn my loss. Now give the charge to you all to hold this company accountable, for they do not deserve people as a hard worker and compassion as you. Even still, I must head back. My break is almost over. I need this job to support my kids.
This is even more emotional and trenchant than the first speech. Everything she has just said made sense and was clear and to the point. We agree, of course. We must have striking vengeance on this company for its ill working conditions. Oh, workers, I am not astonished at these outbursts of fiery rage. How could your bile not get inflamed against Jeff, who has spoken so ill of you? As for myself, I hate the man, I swear it by my children. It would be madness not to hate him. Yet, let us reflect a little. We are alone, and our words will not be repeated outside. Why be so bent on his ruin? Because he has known and shown up 2 or 3 of our faults when we have 1,000? As for myself, not to speak of other workers, I have more than one great sin upon my conscience. But this is the blackest of them. I had been employed 3 days within eyesight of my immediate supervisor. I was seduced by the products I was paid to sort. I stole countless trinkets and devices. I would go on one of my breaks and put these items into my lunchbox. My supervisor once asked me, "Why do you wear such baggy clothes?" I told him, "That's just my style." He continued to tell me that it is not safe practice, but didn't attempt anything further. As for myself, I continued this thievery, stealing many things, hiding them in my baggy clothes. Consider this. Something Jeff never brought up. And when we take an extra minute going to the bathroom, does he mention this? And when someone cropped us, the warehouse, does Jeff ever breathe a word? Neither has he made a noise when someone chews his gum too loud. I know of another who for 9 whole months faked an entire pregnancy just to get out of work. This awful conniving witch would come in day after day, her stomach growing imperceptibly, and yet obviously. Clearly she was scheming. Even her vain attempt at morning sickness was laughable. How simple-minded did she think he was? To go as so far as to come about a baby. Even if the courts don't view it that way, I see through the veil. Are these not our everyday tricks? Of course they are. And we are angry with Mr. Bezos, who, assuredly, treats us no worse than we deserve.
What the hell? Where did he come up with all that? Who raised such a man? You traitor. I never would have thought that one of our own could say something so wrong with such confidence. It's clear, however, that we must expect everything, and, as the old proverb says, look beneath every stone. Otherwise, there may be a snake ready to strike.
There's nothing worse than a brown nose.
I cannot believe what I hear. You must be crazy to commit this verbal diarrhea to our ears. If you believe our cause, perhaps we should confront this fool. Let us strike up an argument against him, to teach him to not go against those who fight for all of us.
Stop fighting. I see the union rep coming in hot.
Friends whom I have suffered with, I am passionate about fair working practices and champion for the worker, wherever I am. Just now on Twitter, I saw a viral post that is of great importance to your cause. I've come to tell you so, that you may watch carefully and be on your guard against the danger which threatens all of you.
What is it, my friend? I think I can call you friend, for you have shown us your own suffering.
They are tweeting that Jeff Bezos has sent a crony of his here today, his executive assistant,
With what intention? What are his plans?
so that he may hear your voices and inform him of your deliberations and intentions.
Wait. But how would an exec fail to be recognized amongst workers?
Bezos made him remove his suit and dressed him in jeans and a t-shirt to disguise him as a worker.
This is made up. What man would trade in his suit for dirty clothes? As for me, I don't believe this at all.
Nonsense! I should not have come here to tell you if I did not know it on indisputable authority. You are dragging this out. Have you ever worked here before?
Of course, all the time.
Then who is your supervisor?
A certain... Oh my god.